Ready for your big 2026 getaway? Hold your boarding pass now. Before you zip that suitcase, you must know the new 2026 airline rules, as they're a total game changer. Don't pack these 7 items in your carry-on unless you enjoy high-tech pat-downs and paying $100 gate fees to a LiDAR-equipped robot. From the peanut butter paradox to ID traps, we are counting down rules that'll turn your vacation vibes into a security line circus. Let's fly. Item 7, your I swear it fits oversized bag. Alright, coming in at number 7, we have the bag you've been using since 2015 that you think is a carry-on. In 2026, the era of eyeballing your luggage size is officially dead and buried. Back in the day, if you had a sympathetic gate agent, you could maybe squish your overstuffed duffel into that metal sizer. Not anymore. Airlines have moved to a universal standard of 22 by 14 by 9 inches. That's 56 by 36 by 23 centimeters for my metric friends. And here is the kicker. That measurement now strictly includes wheels, handles, bumpers, and even those little external pockets you stuffed your charger into. If your bag bulges even a millimeter, you're in trouble. Why? Because the 2026 airports are rolling out automated 3D scanners at the boarding gates. These things use LiDAR or infrared arrays to calculate the exact volume of your bag as you walk past. They don't negotiate. They don't have a bad day. If the machine says your bag is 9.1 inches deep, your boarding pass gets flagged instantly, and you're hit with a gate check fee that can range from $60 to a staggering $100. Even Southwest, usually the cool parent of airlines, has limits, though they're a bit more generous at 24 by 16 by 10 inches. But for the rest of the legacy carriers, the carry-on crunch is real. If you're using a regional jet, those overhead bins are even smaller, meaning even a legal bag might get the boot. So, measure your bag at home, including the wheels. But hey, even if your bag is the perfect size, what's inside it might be the real problem. Have you ever wondered if your messy pile of chargers looks like a tech circus to a high-speed scanner? Item 6, the tech circus. Dense electronics clusters. Number 6 on our do not pack list isn't a specific gadget, but rather the way you're organizing them. We've all seen it. The traveler who has a tech pouch that looks like a tangled nest of snakes and silicone. In 2026, this is a one-way ticket to a manual bag search. New CT scanners at the checkpoint create incredible 3D images of your bag. But if you stack your laptop, your tablet, your e-reader, and 3 power banks all on top of each other, the scanner can't see through the density. It creates an impenetrable dark spot on the screen. TSA officers call this the tech circus, and their training now tells them to pull any bag where electronics are packed too tightly. To stay out of the secondary screening line, you need to use a distributed packing strategy. Spread your gadgets out, put your laptop in a separate bin, or at least make sure nothing is on or under it. If you're at an airport with the newest tech, you might get to leave them in the bag, but if you don't, you'll be that person holding up the line while you juggle chargers and tablets. And while we're talking about gadgets, did you know that your fancy smart bag might actually be a fire hazard waiting to happen? Item 5, smart luggage with non-removable batteries. Entry number 5 is the high-tech heartbreaker, smart luggage with integrated batteries. You bought it because it has a built-in charger, a GPS tracker, and it even follows you like a puppy. But if that battery doesn't pop out in 3 seconds flat without a screwdriver, you are not getting on that plane. Global regulations are now super strict about lithium-ion batteries being in the cargo hold. If your flight is full and the gate agent says, "Sorry, we're out of bin space, we need to gate check your bag," you must be able to remove that battery and carry it into the cabin with you. If the battery is built in or requires a specialized tool to remove, the airline will refuse the bag entirely. Many travelers have had their $500 smart bags rejected at the curb because they didn't realize the battery was permanent. In 2026, manufacturers are finally catching on and making pop-out bays. But if you're rocking an older model, check it now. Speaking of things that pop out, have you ever thought about why the TSA is so obsessed with your peanut butter? It's not because they're making a giant sandwich. Item 4. Spreadables and mystery consistency. Foods. Coming in at number 4 is the peanut butter paradox. We all appreciate a good snack, and the temptation to pack your favorite comfort food is understandable. However, if you can spread it, smear it, rub it, pump it, or spray it, the TSA officially considers it a liquid. This is not just a semantic technicality. It is a strict security classification that catches thousands of travelers off guard every year. The 311 rule remains the law of the land in 2026. If your item isn't a solid, it must be in a container of 3.4 ounces, 100 milliliters, or less, and everything must fit inside one clear quart-sized bag. This applies to items you might instinctively classify as solids: hearty spreads, peanut butter, Nutella, and almond butter, savory dips, hummus, soft cheeses, brie, camembert, and salsas, beauty and grooming, cleansing balms, gel-based moisturizers, and heavy hair pomades, preserves, jams, jellies, and fruit spreads. Why does a jar of peanut butter cause such a headache? It comes down to density. When a TSA officer puts your bag through a modern CT scanner, the machine generates a 3D image that highlights the density of every object inside. To the computer, the density of peanut butter, or hummus, or a thick cleansing balm is almost indistinguishable from the density of certain plastic explosives, like C4. When the scanner identifies that high-density organic mass, it triggers a massive alert. The officer isn't judging your choice of creamy versus crunchy. They are performing their duty to ensure that the mass is not a threat. This triggers secondary screening, bag searches, and often the confiscation of your favorite snack.
Don't be the person arguing with the security agent over a jar of artisan jam. If it spreads, put it in your checked bag. Or better yet, buy it after you pass through security. It is simply not worth the risk of losing your items or missing your flight.
Hey, quick mid-video check. If you're finding this helpful, drop a Travel 2026 in the comments so I know you're still with me. We've still got the top 3 items to go. And believe me, number 1 is going to cost you $45 if you get it wrong. Also, if you want a printable checklist of all these new rules, make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter linked in the description. Now, let's get back to the countdown. Wait, did you charge your laptop to 100% before coming to the airport? Because that might actually be a violation now. Let's talk about item number 3. Item 3, power banks and the 30% state of charge mandate. Number 3 is a big one, but before you drain your power bank to 30%, let's clear up a major misconception. You might be hearing buzz about a new 30% state of charge, SOC, mandate for 2026. While that rule is real, it applies to cargo and commercial shipments, not your personal carry-on.
As of January 1st, 2026, the IATA Dangerous Goods Regulations mandate that lithium-ion batteries being shipped as freight or packed in bulk with equipment must be at 30% capacity or less to prevent thermal runaway. If you are a passenger carrying your own phone, laptop, or power bank, you do not need to drain your battery to 30%. You are perfectly fine to travel with a fully charged device.
Instead of worrying about the 30% cargo rule, focus on the limits that actually apply to your carry-on bag. These are the numbers the TSA and international authorities are strictly enforcing this year.
Under 100 watt-hours, WH, you are clear for takeoff. Most standard consumer power banks fall safely into this category.
101 to 160 watt-hours. You need specific airline approval, and you are generally capped at 2 spare batteries per person. Over 160 watt-hours. Absolutely forbidden on passenger flights. Do not even try to bring these on board. They will be confiscated. While you don't need to worry about the 30% charge limit, watch out for a different 2026 trend: in-flight usage bans. A growing number of international airlines, including major carriers in Japan, Korea, and Europe, are now strictly prohibiting the use of power banks to charge devices during the flight, regardless of the battery's size. Some are even banning them from being plugged into in-seat power outlets. Pro tip: always keep the watt-hour rating label visible on your power bank. If the TSA or gate agents can't read the capacity, they are authorized to confiscate it, regardless of its actual size. If the label is worn off, you are better off leaving it at home.
Item 2. Realistic replicas and inert cool stuff.
We all appreciate a good conversation starter. That heavy-duty replica grenade paperweight you snagged at the military surplus store, or a vintage-looking trench art lighter. But here is the golden rule for 2026 air travel. If it looks like a threat, the TSA will treat it like a threat. Period. The issue isn't about your intent or whether the object is actually inert. Modern airport security utilizes advanced 3D computed tomography, CT, scanning. To these machines, an inert plastic shell looks functionally identical to a live explosive. In 2025, security officers at a major hub discovered 14 inert rocket grenades in a single passenger's carry-on. That wasn't just a simple confiscation. It triggered a full-scale terminal evacuation, an emergency bomb squad deployment, and significant civil penalties that can easily exceed $17,000. It's not just obvious replicas you need to worry about. The TSA flags anything that mimics a weapon or conceals a potential tool of harm. Keep a sharp eye out for these items in your carry-on.
Tactical, everyday. Carry, flashlights with integrated tasers or credit cards that unfold into hidden blades.
Apparel and accessories. Belt buckles containing hidden knives or jewelry that resembles brass knuckles. Children's toys. Even educational or Montessori-style toys that feature complex wiring or suspicious metallic shapes can look like improvised explosive devices, IEDs, on a monitor. Camouflaged gear, specialized items such as folding bows or weapon components, tucked away inside golf bags, guitar cases, or camping equipment. The TSA's mandate is clear. They take zero risks. When a scanner displays a 3D image of a potential weapon, they must stop operations to verify the threat. This is a massive, expensive inconvenience for everyone involved. If you absolutely must travel with these items, pack them in your checked luggage according to strict TSA guidelines. Or, frankly, leave them at home. Don't let a $20 souvenir turn into a $17,000 headache. Item 1. Non-compliant identification. The real ID trap. Traveling in 2026 is faster and more streamlined than ever, provided you don't hit the bureaucratic brick wall at the security checkpoint. The number one item you absolutely cannot forget, or mispack, is your real ID compliant identification. The days of "it's in the mail" or "I forgot it in my other jacket" are effectively over.
As of May 7, 2025, the Real ID Act has fully moved from a looming deadline to a hard, daily reality. If your current driver's license lacks that iconic star in the upper right-hand corner, you are officially non-compliant. While data shows that 95 to 99% of travelers have made the switch, being in that final 1% is a mistake that will ruin your travel day before you even reach the gate. We have all experienced the "I forgot" panic. For 2026, the TSA introduced the Confirm ID program to assist those caught in a lurch. Starting February 1st, 2026, travelers arriving without a compliant ID or passport can utilize this last-ditch verification process. However, treat this as a last resort. It is a costly, time-consuming contingency. By paying a $45 non-refundable fee at pay.gov, you can enter the verification queue. Here is the catch. Verification is not guaranteed. If you proceed, you are effectively signing up for enhanced screening. Expect longer wait times, rigorous pat-downs, and thorough bag searches. This authorization only covers a 10-day travel window, and the administrative headache alone is worth avoiding. Don't be the traveler stranded at the checkpoint because you assumed your standard license would pass. Check your wallet today. If you don't see the star, you have 3 clear choices. Obtain a real ID from your local DMV, carry your passport, or use a qualified digital ID on your phone. Save yourself the $45 fee, the unnecessary stress, and the extra security scrutiny. Verify your document status before you even head to the airport. And that is the list. Flying in 2026 is all about being predictable. The more your bag looks organized and follows these rules, the faster you get to the lounge for that overpriced airport coffee. To recap, check your ID for the star. Don't pack fake grenades. Charge your spare batteries to exactly 30%. Peanut butter is a liquid. Accept it. Make sure your smart bag has a pop-out battery. Don't create a tech circus in your bag. And for the love of all that is holy, measure your wheels. If you made it this far, you are officially a 2026 travel pro. Do me a favor and share this video with that one friend who always overpacks and gets pulled aside by security. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates that keep you ahead of the curve. And check out our other video on how to hack the new biometric boarding gates right here. Safe travels. Get to your gate without the drama. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.